Hello, and welcome back to another video from the Raging Ginger. It's your host, Raging Ginger. I'm Ginger, I rage, and I'm always angry about something. Today I'm showing off a replay battle that I played, just to prove that I'm not that incompetent at this game, and to prove that I'm just only slightly a little bit better than the average gamer. Nothing special, just a battle that I would like to show off. So let's get into it. As you can see, I was playing as the Dwarves versus two armies of the Empire. My army isn't that decked out, though. There are some level 7 chevrons, and then the Empire has, for most part, level 6, level 5s, and they have some good artillery. But the most important thing is that they have two armies, over 1,000 troops in each one, and they're coming at me. Let's see how well I did. Bro, it's a replay battle. How long is this going to take to load? This is the problem with technology.
Eventually.
As you can see, I formed up my army here in a typical dwarven turtle formation, and the Empire is coming at me from here. They got their great swords. They got their hailstone battle rocket battery. They got their war wagons. The Royal Altdorf Graphite.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
The Demogryph Knights. And they're probably forming up here. They got plenty of troops to come at me with. And I am just sitting and waiting. The reason I put my lord up there is because I didn't have enough troops. I expected them to come round this way, so I've set up one of my Longbeards to hold the line on that side. So I put my lord here because they can hold up the line pretty well. I can say the balance of power is very much not in my favor. 2,654 versus my measly 946. The joy of playing the Dwarfs is their staying power, their leadership, and also their NRA approved guns, such as the organ gun and the cannon. I have 2 organ guns and 3 cannons, and I'm moving it up because the hailstorm is coming right at me. Already I'm losing troops, and they are just slowly moving up the line.
A few inches later.
Thankfully, they only had 1. Imagine if they had several. I would have been in a sticky situation. I'm just losing troops. Already down by 10. Here we go. There goes my rocket. I decided to move up my troops. Mainly because the cannon kept moving up closer and closer to their line, so they could start firing at the hailstorm cannon. Really needed to get that out of the way, but I decided to move in my Longbeards from the left side after realizing that only one of their units is a large entity. But here comes the Empire. Thankfully, they're not moving up in a straight line. If not, I would be very much screwed, considering they have a lot more troops than I do. I sent them up to hold that entire blob right up. Still, I've decided not to focus on the hailstorm battery and kept focusing here. This was a complete mistake. I did not realize this until the very last minute. Their cavalry just coming in from the side. Tried to reform my iron breakers. I don't think that worked. All my focus was essentially heat into this blob. I sent over my giant slayers to see if they can help out. And my giant slayers were over here, almost already overrun. Here I am chasing down their cavalry with my giant slayers. They started hitting all my organ guns and they were left defenseless completely. Considering they were my only longbeards, they held that line position very well. But I essentially have a massive gap here. This was getting overrun, and I was not in the best of shapes. Thankfully, my giant slayers started taking care of them, and I turned over my thunderers on them, so that left them with only one troop, so they've routed. A clean hit for my thunderers on their halberdiers. And my guns are now starting to rack up points. 63, 20, only 7 here, 40 there, and only 7. But 168 for the organ gun, 177 for the organ gun. Clearly did not put them back online, because they stopped firing. I killed the enemy lord, which was very nice, very much helpful on to damaging their leadership. And decided to go for their next lord. Only 2 hit points left. And I took him down as well. Even though they still had a massive number advantage, but the balance of power is slowly turning in my favor, even if they have 3 times more troops than me. I got my organ gun back online, which was very helpful to take care of those that were routing. And my guns now really started racking up the points. 133, 76. I only had 22. That wasn't very good, but these boys were doing the job. My organ gun started moving up to take care of these. And my iron drakes were essentially holding the line before they could rout, before their infantry could get even close to my guns. Over on this side, my lord was putting a good stand. And I had my cannon to back him up. Giant Slayers, as they are unbreakable, start holding the line against measly swordsmen. Doing a very good job. Started losing the balance of power here. 1,000 to 200 only. Guns started racking up more points. This was on 22 about seconds ago. Now it's on 67. These were almost hitting 200. Into 150 here. My lord continues to fight by himself. And my cannons were doing something. Slowly all started to retreat. Thankfully, they started breaking. You go, my organ gun. Just turning around to help out my lord. Even he broke. My iron breakers kept holding the line against great swords until I could turn my guns on them. I was a lot more angrier during this game than it seems to me. It's that I'm trying to show off here. The war wagon came up, and my organ guns and my thunderers were still online. That was very important for me in this game. Moved up my iron breakers. They lost their satchels, using them all up, and they just charged right in there, trying to hold the line against some of their infantry. Most of the infantry is gone for them. All that remained were that halberdier here, a halberdier here, and some great swords that were coming back. Thankfully, I still had a few rounds left for my organ gun and my cannon. My lord came back, which was very nice. Now was a bit of an issue here that these boys were coming back. 77 here, and some great swords from behind. They annihilated all my thunders that were back here, and I was just trying to pick them off one by one with my thunders that were remaining. 230 here, 277, broke 100 over here. I was trying to reform some formation, trying to make another circle, but there wasn't much to play with. And I lost one of my ammunition lost, so I probably charged them in. It was very much down to the last dwarf here. I sent in my organ gun operators, see what they can do. The main thing was that these boys still had a few bullets left. For being measly organ guns, they were holding their line just enough for the cannon to get some shots off on the reapproaching infantry. There we go, big hit. Sent them packing. Now, what I did not expect was their rocket battery to come back online. And I was just about to lose all my ammunition for my cannon. I kept my lord back to keep giving my troops leadership, even during these times. Iron breakers still very much holding the line here, especially 1 against 20 great swords, and he's still going strong. Never doubt a dwarf.
They are wavering.
Yep, lost my cannon, and the only thing I had that I could possibly do is send all the remaining troops up to the rocket battery. Thankfully, though, the armor loss penalty kicked in and sent them packing. A victory, very close victory, and I can tell you, I was shitting myself against these guys. 2 armies against 1, 2,600 troops against measly 946. It was a tough fight, but you gotta hand it to the dwarves. When it comes to the dwarves, their staying power is unmatched. That leadership, the armor they have, unreal, and especially those NRA approved guns.
Big guns.
Look at that. 268, 190, 26, 245, 91, 50, 34, 26, 29, but The boys, my Thunderers, came in really clutch with 272 and 295. More than the organ gun and the cannon itself. The staying power of the Dwarves really held on here. I think their main problem was that their hailstorm could not do as much damage as it wanted to. It kept hitting the trees. And the Royal Altdorf Griffites couldn't get in. They only got 10. My Giant Slayers took care of them with getting rid of them, 68 and 12, respectively. It was a close match. That's all that can be really said. Thankfully, I came out victorious. Well, that was it. That's what I wanted to show you. Just to prove that I'm not an incompetent fool just playing a Warhammer game and uploading them on YouTube. Comments? Leave them down below. You like if I do sort of these replays? I know my commentary ain't the best right now, but I'll improve. Give me some tips and advice. And I'll see you next time on the Raging Ginger. And hopefully, there'll be more rage. So, like I said before, keep raging, and let's get it on.